within like really just a day. It's become one of my favorite regions for sure.
Oh, dude, me too. Me too. These players play so fast, so aggressively. A lot of emphasis on micro interactions and mind games, which I love looking at and breaking down here. But you want to talk about a strong player, look no further than Poyo, our first seed of the tournament. And man, they play a really devastating Pyra Mythra here.
I mean, yeah, this is also going to be a tough matchup. We've seen this matchup a few times now, thanks to players like Spargo and Leo, and then obviously Meister. Just, you know, the three musketeers of Smash Bros. At the moment, man. They're absolutely killing it. But man, a huge explosive start here from Poyo. Honestly, that's just what Pyra does. You know, you get all the damage built up in Mythra, you build up those combos, get all that damage down, and then Pyra just comes out and starts wiping characters like away, man. Stocks just disappear.
Yeah, and Arbiter and I actually noted on this when we saw Poyo play earlier, but it seems like their Pyra is actually even stronger than their Mythra. And their Mythra's bread and butter combos are crispy and perfect every single time.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, you think about other characters that hit hard that you have to respect all the time, right? Even though they may struggle in a lot of things, like Ganondorf, right? Incineroar. You can struggle and beat the absolute hell out of them in plenty of ways, but like, Pyra's a little bit different. It hits just as hard, if not harder in some instances, has a bit more mobility, even though they're still relatively slow, but they got a huge disjoint on basically all of their attacks. So, I mean, there's no surprise that you see their Pyra coming out, man, and just absolutely putting down the damage. I mean, if you want a successful Pyra Mythra, I mean, you got to have a good Pyra. That's just what it really comes down to.
Yeah, and I feel like Poyo covers all the basics that people who play this character need to have, while also having that little bit of like micro interactions, fear factor, you know, scaring the tar out of your opponents, and also just, you know, making sure that they use the whole kit. They use literally every single move all the time. I never see anyone go for Pyra down tilt, and Poyo uses it pretty well in a lot of instances. Like right there, they see confirms into that forward air.
I mean, down tilt's still a fantastic move. I feel like you know, when we're looking at top representatives for the character, I mean, really Cosmos is kind of the only one that's really piloting this character like nonstop nowadays, and they're full Mythra most of the time. Like, they bring out Pyro when they really need to close out a stock, but they'll play Mythra basically the whole way through. So, I mean, it is what it is at that point, and that is going to be a stock right there. No side B is going to be able to find their way back, and that's where you got to have to find a way to really punish Pyro and Mythra the best. It's like, you got to find a way to get them off stage and disrupt their really, really weak recovery games. Now, they're not awful, right? But they're definitely a lot weaker than a lot of other characters.
Yeah. But right now, though, their disadvantage state isn't too great either. But, you know, Game & Watch could absolutely capitalize on that with those up airs. You know, Player 7, someone we've kind of neglected to talk about here today. But, you know, for good reason, Poyo is kind of keeping himself in our peripherals here. No matter what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of can only really talk about one player when one player is dominating the entire time. But you know what? It's just a game one and a best of 5. Player 7 has plenty of time here to find a way to turn this around and, you know, start really bringing it to another level. I wonder if we'll see a character switch. I know that they tend to be a Game & Watch specialist, but sometimes you got to find a way to switch it up. Looks like Poyo obviously going to be staying with the Pyra Mythra. Don't blame them. Top 3 character in the game. Easy peasy. And the Snake, I'm with it.
I was just about to say it. Player 7 did actually play against, I forgot what the player's name was, but in order to advance to the top 8, they didn't play Game & Watch versus Palutena, and they actually opted for the Snake instead. So honestly, I like this here. Snake has a really good burst option in that dash attack. It's really good at catching landings.
On top of that, though, it's also just how well Snake can disrupt some of the recovery options from Pyra and Mythra, right? There's just a lot of ways that they can disrupt here. As you can see, putting them off stage in a kind of precarious position, but nothing too much to worry about. We see those side Bs coming out, trying to put on some extra damage here, trying to get something going. But Player 7, you can see that the way that they've been moving around, they got these B reverses with the grenades on deck.
Yeah, but then again, you want to talk about those grenades again, Skip. The scary thing in this matchup is that you're against a Swordy, and, you know, trading with grenades is something that's a very crucial, integral part of the Snake's play style. But against Pyra, that's not going to be so easy just because of how long that sword is.
I mean, yeah, we'll definitely see how they play it out. But that's the thing, is the beautiful thing about Snake is they don't really have to play in your face. Like you mentioned before, they got a great burst option, that dash attack. We've seen that come out a couple of times. But like, his movement's still pretty solid, and he's able to play back and just play around with these explosives the entire time. That could have been an absolutely devastating stock, but no, not gonna be able to get it together because of that grenade. And yeah, Player 7, I mean, they started off a little bit slow, but they're bringing it back slowly.
Yeah, There's something about Player 7's usage of the C4. They are not scared to hang out around it and bait their opponents in and then just leave just in time to blow it up and get rid of their opponent. They're very good at using C4 as a mind game, as a conditioning tool. Did you see him? He crouched underneath the F-tilt. Okay.
He low profile the F-tilt. I don't blame him. Not going to be able to quite find the stock yet. Oh, what a beautiful top there. Going to be able to stay alive and get the slam dunk. Not going to be able to take the stock yet, but oh my goodness. We haven't even seen the first stock disappear yet. Look at this. Nearly 400% damage on the board. Oh.
Man, nice usage of the forward throw, too, to survive the grenade damage. Not have that grab get shaken up there, but a back air to answer right back for Poyo. Man, oh man, these two are high-flying, Skip. These are so fun to watch. My God, I don't want to see these guys.
Correct,
I want these guys in grants.
I mean, unfortunately, we can't have that happen. This is the loser side of bracket, but you know what? Whoever wins here, I think us, the viewers, and the casters are the winners in the long run. And there we go, another big stock. Sometimes you catch him sleeping, autopiloting towards the ledge, and you got a big old spike hitbox and Pyra to be able to punish things like that. Beautifully played from Poyo.
It's very difficult to punish Snake's up B as well. You know, while it doesn't have a hitbox on it, they can cancel it and have the Cypher come out and hit you. They also have like super armor to survive a lot of attacks, but that is not something that Pyra has to take issue with, man.
Going way deep in that one. They're just going to secure a stock. That's a great way to take everything right back to you, but immediately Poyo recovers, gets back onto the stage, goes for a grab, and this is a danger zone right there. As you can see, the stock not going to disappear. Great DI from Player 7.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're a heavy character like Snake, that was the weak hitbox of the attack, too, so I totally get it. But forward air is going to break the Cypher. Wait, they had the air dodge back to ledge. No, never mind. I don't think it broke the Cypher, but still, though, that was a kill if it hit anyway. Player 7 didn't have an option there. That was a really good checkmate there from Poyo.
Yeah, well, basically what it's come down to is, like, I think Player 7, after that one spike, they kind of realized that Poyo has a read, which is why we've been seeing Player 7 recover high. Not only is Snake fantastic at recovering high because he's got all these projectiles he can drop, but recovering low is an even bigger issue because of those big hitboxes from Pyra. You got fear of being spiked, fear of being stage spiked, just fears of losing stock, getting set back out further and further. So it's going to be a tough one here. We'll see if Player 7 can turn this around, but man, it is looking good for Poyo as we move forward.
Yeah, Poyo, actually our fourth seed of the tournament this entire event, got upset, I think, today or yesterday by a Bowser Jr. player. They went to Game 5 versus them, but we're still not able to win it. And right now, you can clearly see that they are on the warpath in losers bracket, trying to claw their way back into, at the very least, top 4. But I think they want to win this whole tournament. And Player 7, though, not going to make it very easy for them, Skiff.
Yeah, no, that was definitely a huge start there. They had that Cypher go out immediately, or Nikita, excuse me, and Nikita went out immediately to the spot and knew where Poyo was going to be, took advantage taking that stock, and now he's got to work on building up some nice extra credit. Oh my goodness, the air dodge almost wasn't lasting long enough, and almost lost the stock there, Laird, but they're going to find the stock either way.
Yeah, Poyo will not be denied, and Player 7, I think they need to kind of cut off a couple of those recovery habits that they have. You know, I feel like every single time Poyo sees them recovering, they know exactly where they're going to be, and they get there first, and they're able to cover them well. But, we were talking about how trading with grenades was going to be a little bit more difficult for Player 7 earlier. They're doing a good job of doing so with this Mythra. You know, Mythra's sword is kind of like a butter knife when compared to Pyra's. Not quite as long, but still very fast, still very maneuverable. And honestly, the damage is starting to come back in Poyo's favor a little bit. There's a spike, but not able to get the up smash afterwards.
And there we go. We're going to try and pull out that grenade, try to get a punish out there, but Poyo just going for the grab instead, recognizing the situation, getting the stock lead now, and they're going to find a way. Yep, they're going to put on a little bit extra credit here, and this could potentially be the game. Nope, great air dodge. They did not want to get caught up in that mess.
Yeah, really good cancellation there. Player 7 could have been out of the tournament just there, but they clutched up. They stayed alive. But right now, they got to actually start landing some attacks soon, Skip, or you know what happens. Dead at 60 as Snake. I know that's a little bit of rage, but that's a bit ludicrous in my opinion. That was a fast dead, too. Word. Yeah,
that's what we call a medium 3 stock. And, you lost the first stock, but then you took the next 3. They go in small, medium, and large. But yeah, no, that was just a great gameplay from Poyo. I mean, even losing the first stock, it looked like Player 7 started to have that momentum behind them that they really needed. Fortunately, that momentum ran out pretty quick. And it's not even necessarily it ran out. It's just that Poyo was just like,